Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're doing very, very well. And if you've got something like this, raise it now. Cheers to you all. Yes, it's whiskey, it's firewater, but whatever you've got to hand, go get it now. And chug-a-lug. Bravo. Now, the music you can hear right now is Mark Strettenfield's score for Prometheus. We're not going to talk about Prometheus because the only good things about Prometheus are the music, the effects, and the wonderful 3D. It's amazing 3D, really is. Oh, there's some good ideas in there, but Ridley Scott, the onset of Alzheimer's, manages to fudge the whole bloody thing. Yeah, looks great, but for me, it's a big no-no. But I do love this music, and I'm playing it kind of because I'm in the mood for kind of spacey, weird alien stuff, having just watched Norman J. Warren's 1981 cult. Do you say classic? Do you say classic? Do you? Do you? Yeah, you do. Inseminoid. Poor old Judy Geeson gets impregnated by an alien on some distant planet, which looks just like the cave network at Chislehurst Caves down in Kent. So, Stephanie Beacham and a huge cast. Well, it seems like a huge cast. All you ever hear is like, Mark, have you seen Mitch? No, he's over there with Holly. Have you seen where's Sandy? But it's just names, and then you like that. But most of them, nay, all of them, do die. So, anyway, at some point I will review Inseminoid. Now, I mean, I should do it now, shouldn't I? Because I'm in the mood, but no. This video is about a hokey little mask I picked up very recently. Because I've been neglecting the masks. Because I've been getting stuff. And I've still got loads which you guys haven't seen. So, and I just thought, I was rummaging around, as you do, in your big tub of latex. On a Friday night, you know, when I come home from the pub a little bit early. It's latex time. No. And I found a mask which, well, I picked this up only recently, in fact, but I had just sort of cast it aside because it's a cheapo one. But sometimes I do buy cheap masks, and I like them because they're fun, they're ambitious, they are often rip-offs of much higher end masks and designs, and they're sort of no name brands, but they're good fun. And this one, it's it's a groovy little ghoulish delight. This it's fucking horrible is what it is. And yeah, any passing resemblance to Claudia Wilkelman. Look at this beast. What in the name of sweet Fanny Adams is that about? What's going on there? Well, right away, when I saw this, I thought, that's some kind of weird hybrid between the likes of Silent Hill and Momo. And I've reviewed a Momo mask for you. In fact, it's here somewhere because I put it down for the sake of comparison. Here it is now. Here's a Momo I prepared earlier. Now this particular Momo is a variation on the normal Momo. And you've seen it. This is like the bloodied one. This is the injured one. And that, although it's kind of like fallen into a bit of disarray, because I haven't put it on display, you see, that's why. And it's all over the show, and this one looks even more like Claudia Winkleman, I find. But what I do like about this, I mean, it's flimsy latex. It's hardly, you know, your high-end stuff. You get it for like a tenner or something like that, if that, in fact. But I do love, you know, the ripped-up version that you've got here of, you know, the weird internet sensation and sort of urban legend of Momo. And but if you look at the skin colour and the texture, it reminds me, and I think I said it in the video when I reviewed this. Have you ever seen The Last Starfighter? By the way, I've reviewed that as well, in depth. The Last Starfighter, where Lance Guest, he gets whisked off to become the last Starfighter to defend the whatever armada, the whatever empire from the Kodan Armada, because he's won at the Last Starfighter video game, very 80s. But while he's up there, they send down a sort of a robotic cyborg android-like clone of him, but it's lying there in his bunk and it's taking his form overnight, and you see it sort of turns over like that, and it's undulating, but the skin texture and the look and the big googly, absolutely in your face, ping pong ball eyes. It's just like that. It looks just like the cyborg version of him taking form, with its translucent skin, all a pulsating. Can you pull Satan? Please pull Satan out of hell and bring him forth. But so I like it. Anyway, this is clearly a variation on it. Now, again, cheapo, no name. I couldn't tell you who made this. I got it from Amazon, and I think it was simply called, what was it called now? Cosplay horror. Cosplay horror Stitch Ghost. Jesus. Basically, I could have made that up because there's no name for it really, and you see why. It's like a kind of ghost-faced sort of thing with deep gashes, deep bloody gashes, and stitching. Lots of stitching on it, and I like it. Now, it looks like a big thumb, doesn't it? A big thumb. And I know some of you mucky-minded people out there are thinking, well, it looks like something else actually. But I think it looks truly ghastly. And as I say, it's like a hybrid thing between the likes of the ghastly things in Silent Hill and the Momo. But also, you've got this hideous sort of Joker grin as well, and it just is just horrible. You can see it was folded like that when it came. Oh, Plague Doctor mask there, if you hook it out like that. So it's got like a ridge coming down here, but in a way I don't mind that either. It's soft latex, but so you can obviously malform this, and it's got a big dinge here. But again, that doesn't bother me either. The hair is very, very synthetic. The front part, because on the pictures it had like a centre part of it, so it was all neatly coiffed. But of course, the version that I've got, it's been Claudia Winklemanized, and it's got this hideously chopped into fringe. I could work on this. I can make that hair better. Look at me. Could I make my hair better? Obviously not. So what chance do I stand with this? But in actual fact, the hair down the back there, it's very synthetic, but it's silky and it's lovely. It actually feels good, and it's what it is. Like the Momo, it's stitched into a mesh net. Can you see that there? It's stitched into that at the back of the mask, and the mask itself is like a 3/4 mask. It doesn't come down the back of your neck. It's just coming down the back of your head there. But I do like it, and this, you probably can't pick it up in this light, but the skin colouring, the paintwork on the skin, it's dirty. It's got a texture to it. It's got some smudges, but they look deliberate. So I kind of like that. I've done a little bit of enhancement here on the chin with a pencil, just a bit more shading. Again, you probably can't see too well in this light, and the fact that I haven't done too much on it because hey, you don't need to. But the gore around these wounds, these slits, these deep gashes, and of course you see through the holes there and there, but it's livid and nasty and glistening and gleaming. And it looks fairly happy with this big grin, but there's a tragic element to that. It looked like any kind of jester or joker or clown. The big grin. Well, clearly it's not a happy chappy or chapess, because it clearly is, I think, female, despite this phallic nature of the big dome, the big fleshy dome. It's female, and it's got a pathos to it without a doubt. Even though it's clearly, it's going to be evil, it's going to be nasty, it's going to be ghostly, it's going to be killing people. It's evil, but it's had a tragic backstory. It's just a bit of latex. What do I know? Only what it told me. And truth be told, it didn't tell me much, because its mouth stitched shut. But it's horrible, isn't it? It's gruesome, it's nasty. And you can set that up, Halloween. Right now, we've just entered the start of September, but already there is that sort of smell in the evening air. Even though today has been one of the hottest days of the year in the UK. It's been absolutely blisteringly hot today, totally out of the blue, caught us massively, unawares. It's been roasting hot today, and the next few days are set to continue. But then you're going to get that October, that Halloween taint on the atmosphere. Oh, I love it. It's not cold, but the wind picks up, the leaves change colour, and you get that rustle in the trees. Ah, it's just great, that autumnal sort of feel. Love it. And with Halloween Kills coming out as well, it's only a matter of weeks away now, folks. And the premiere, in fact, is very, very soon in Cannes, the premiere. So you're going to see a lot of reviews, a lot of spoilers are going to come out. It'll be unavoidable. But it's the season. It's the season of the bogeyman. So this sort of thing always looks great on a little display. I'm not suggesting you go out the streets doing trick or treat wearing that. I don't think anyone's going to come near you if you do. But on a little display, like a little mannequin, put a cowl and a cloak or a jacket, something dark, and just have that poking out. A hoodie, just that sticking out. It looks pretty effective. You do. I know you're in pain, but you've put a brave face on it though, haven't you? What? Put it on. Are you sure you want me to put this on? Like a big toe head? Yeah. I know. Not just a toe head, but... Okay, let's put it on. Let's see if we can get it over my mane. And I will transform myself into Claudia Winkleman. That's Strictly Come Dancing, folks.
Do you like what you see? Yes. Somebody messed my fringe up, but look at the rest of me. Ooh. Look me in the eye and tell me that you love me.
Oh. Well, I don't know about you folks, I think it's absolutely fucking horrible, but I also do like it a lot. I think there's a bit of nasty imagination going on there, and it's a comical, tragic effect as well. I could be reading far too much into what is just a cheap mask, but clearly they've looked at other things and they've just thought, what can we do with this? Because the stitching itself, although there's no actual stitches there. Oh, by the way, I've brought this guy down, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because he actually does have proper corded stitching throughout the mask. It's all bits of faces stitched together. I've done a review on that mask as well, and there's all noses and ears down on the throat here, and all extra bits and bobs and little bits of fur and eyebrows and things. It's fucking disgusting. But the stitching in that is real cords. So really, that's trick or treat though, so obviously. But they're just little grooves, which, to be honest, I've actually darkened some of those because some are quite faint. So I've just gone over it, put a bit of black in there just to enhance them a little bit. Again, you possibly can't see it too well, but can you see there? And you've got the gleam of the blood, which is effective. You don't want to go too far with that. So I mean, you get something like this, and it's cheap. You think, well, God, I'll do whatever I want with that. I'll fuck around with that. I'll put loads of colours on it and do all sorts. Well, you can. Your mask, do what you want with it. But I think in this particular case, the less is more. The simplistic quality of it is actually what gives it its power, and it does look. I do like it. You can't see, but the dirt and the smudginess, which I think is deliberate. I don't think it's just it's just a shitty, dirty mask. No, I think that's actually part of the colour scheme on this skin tone and texture. I think it adds a fair bit. Like dust, soot, and grime is on there. If you move the hair back, you can see I'm not sure what that is, whether it's some kind of mould connection, but there's a big, massive line running down there. The same on the other side. I don't know if you can see it there. We possibly can't see it. There's a great big line coming down here. So I'm not sure how that got there, but that doesn't bother me either way, because you just bring the hair down, you cover that up, and you're laughing. And the hair, with trick or treat masks, a lot of complaints seem to be directed at the hair falling out, or hair loss. Now I've noticed that years ago, but I've been lucky with most of my trick or treat masks. Most of my masks, full stop, the hair loss has been great. Sorry, has been minimal, absolutely minimal. And the thing about these cheapo ones, I mean, this synthetic hair, that's not going anywhere. I mean, obviously, I think if you lose one strand, the whole lot comes off. I think it's all connected. But it's actually adhered pretty well, and you can see that's where the centre, the epicenter of its follicular connection to the latex is situated. So and it's not going anywhere, folks. So isn't it weird that the cheaper ones, the cheaper nasty ones, are actually probably far more durable? There's the cruel irony of it all. On the inside, there are no markings, no nothing. There's no brand name. I can't see anything anywhere to say like, oh, this came from Gospodnik in Yugoslavia. Yeah, Serbia or Croatia, the former Yugoslavia. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. Cheers. But I think in essence, folks, what I'm saying is, you don't have to be buying the expensive masks all the time. If you love masks, you love something a bit more outrageous, a bit different, especially this time of year with Halloween creeping up, then don't be frowning upon the cheaper ones on the likes of Amazon or eBay or wherever, or a mask store, because some of these, just cheaper ones, if you make a big display up, they actually work really well. You get a character mask, then you're going to want to go to town and put a big mannequin up, or you're going to wear it yourself, and that takes up a huge amount of time. This sort of thing, you can knock up a great display in next to no time, and it still looks incredibly effective, and will scare the fucking bejesus out of anyone that comes round to your house. Trick or treat! Fuck you! Oh, that's a shitty cheap mask. Yeah, well, this is a double-barreled shotgun, so get the fuck off my property. I'm joking. I'm only joking. I love all this, and I go to town on Halloween. Now, you guys know all this. I go to town on Halloween, and I go out dressed, and I'm not even trick or treating. I'm just going to the pub, and I go out dressed as Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, Michael Myers, especially, or even Leatherface. I've done all these guys. So there you go, folks. This is cosplay ghost Stitch face or something. You can make up your own name. Big bulbous thumb, toe, dickhead. Or just call it Claudia Winkleman. Fits all of those, don't you, hon? So, folks, there you go. That's a cheap and nasty mask. I think that cost me the princely sum of £10. I think. Yeah, I think it was. I actually think it was $10.99, something stupid like that. And it came from Amazon only recently. So, should you want one of these little devious, little slitty-faced buggers, then there you go. You know where to get it from. And you know what you can do with it. You can heighten up the gore if you want. I would enhance the stitching. That's all I've done really, and a bit of smudginess on the chin with a pencil. And I might do a bit more smudginess. I don't know. I'm just saying that because I know I can. But do I need to? No, and nor do you. Cheap mask for Halloween, and it will definitely freak people out. So anyway, folks, there you go, and off you go. So please, in the meantime, please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Enjoy alcohol, because it's wonderful stuff. And I might review Inseminoid. So there's a little idea for you. If you've got it, go and watch it. If you haven't, go find it and watch it. It's trash, it's exploitation, it's sci-fi alien rip-off, but all done on the cheap. But it still looks pretty good. I have a whale of a time with it, and I massively enjoyed watching it just before. So yeah, I think there could be a big Inseminoidal review coming very soon. That sounds really horrible, doesn't it? And icky and weird. Anyway, be happy, be healthy, and I'm going to see you all laters. You know as well as I do that my stop button doesn't work, but let's try it. You see? Okay, we'll do it the hard way.